Hi, everybody. I think I'm a minute or two early. Yikes. I have such a fun half hour or so, hour to show Christmas cards galore. I make Christmas cards from every stamp company you can imagine, not just close to my heart. I love close to my heart. Of course, I love close to my heart. And you've seen several of the close to my heart related ones because I've shown them on my lives, but I have gobs and trays of Christmas cards that I have made this year. And I just thought it would be fun to just go through them and show them to you. If you are like me, you're wrapping it up, trying to pull it together to get them sent out. If you haven't started, this is a great way to get inspired because I have gobs and gobs of cards to show. Some of them I'm sending to relatives. Some of them I am sending to friends. All of you who are watching, if I have your address, you're getting one. Now, here's the deal with the cards, and I'll say it again in a minute, but if you see a card that you really like, something that is your cup of tea, and you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to have that card, just message me. I don't know which card to send to a lot of people. I just kind of randomly send them because I love them all. And so I want you to love the one you get. And being crafty in nature, I think a lot of you will appreciate the time and effort that it takes to go through and make all of these anyway. And so if there's one that you really love, I want you to have it. I really do. My relatives don't care what they get. They are like, they're just happy to hear from us, not necessarily in love with the card enough to like keep it forever or something. Where most crafters hang on to the cards they get at least for a while, or they reuse the elements on a scrapbook page or, something. Before I get started, I just want to show you, this is the Close to My Heart Advent Calendar. It is a calendar that it comes as wood. The gray is SVGs that you can cut out on your Cricut if you want. Hi, Stephanie. So this Advent calendar is a very cool project, and they had it for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And then everybody was like, I bought it and I wish I had more time to make one and show it to my customers because it is so amazing. And I haven't put mine together because I can't decide what paper to use, but I wanted to show you a few examples of what other people have done. So it has a frame, a background with lines on it, and then these are like little wood shelves, and then the little star you cover and you can move it, as the days count down. So for example, this one right here was made by a consultant who is in, I think, Australia has like summery season this time of year, and so it's the opposite of what we have. And this one is like seashells and palm trees, and I just thought that was really cute. This one is using that paper from Evergreen. It's really pretty with just she used jade ink and a little glitter and white sponge on the edge. And, the star moves along the shelf to count down. Here's one that's made with the Silver Bells paper and a gold star. And then, hold on, sorry to make you dizzy. This is one made with that paper from last year. Why can't I ever remember the names of these paper packs? But I absolutely love this paper, and I like the idea of making it more red and green traditional because it's something you would pull out every year. The other thing this person did, which is really cool, is they made circles for each day, and then using a die cut that had like the stitch effect on it. Yeah, there you can see it. And kind of sponged ink around it. I just think it looks very Christmassy. I want mine. I think the reason I've hesitated on putting it together is I want mine to look really Christmassy every year, and I don't want it to just be the paper from this year necessarily. This one is, I really love this. Wood paper background with the red and green, and then with the poinsettia flower. Nice. A gold star. There was also somebody who made one, and they, instead of the star, they did a snowflake and they made it snow themed. I've seen ones where people actually did like a dimensional, like, you know, glued on greenery, which is more like what I would do. And so it's just kind of a cool thing. It's a fun project. And then this, Denise messaged me last night and said she found it in her ornaments, and I don't know how many of you remember. I made this like wall hanging. Gosh, it's been a while. This has been a few years. I don't know how long ago that was, but it was a long time ago. And yeah, I don't even think I have mine anymore. I don't always make one for myself. That's sort of my thing, is I don't always make one for myself. Anyway, so I just have a lot of cards to show, and I'm just going to show one after another. Hi, Heather. I hope you're having a good week. I tell you what, there's a lot of sick people right now around us. Steve's mom has been in the hospital all week. I've been at the hospital every day this week, and I spent the night a couple of times. I got to tell you, I'm no longer a night shift person. It's every time I stay up all night long, it takes me like 2 days to recover. So I got my caffeine here. I got my like Christmas cup with caffeine in it. And yeah, I'm just dragging. So if I seem a little off today, that's why. She's finally going home from the hospital today. And then a friend of ours, they had a baby a couple months ago, and he's been in the hospital with RSV, and he gets to go home today finally. So it's been rough. We've got friends with COVID all over the place, and I'm like, we're not going out. We got to stay in. So, of course, see, Heather, coming down with things during finals week is not a surprise, right? That super stress, your immune system's stretched. I had a cold that started a couple days before Thanksgiving, and I feel like I still have lingering kind of, I don't know, like I'm dragging, and it's hard to know, you know, it's probably just from staying up all night or something. But seriously, I don't feel myself yet. I'm not quite back. So that's been a couple weeks, and it was a cold. I was negative for COVID, but dang, sick of it. Sick of being sick. I hope that's it for the season, you know? The lingering, right? And I went ahead and took some cold medicine. My husband says when I take that, I talk like really fast and a lot. So I'm sorry if I do that. He's not around, but you guys will be like, yep, she had cold medicine on her. I just took it because I just felt congested today. Okay, let's get started. So this is a slimline Christmas card that was made during a Pink Fresh holiday card event. And the reason I signed up for it is because Pink Fresh does things so differently than my style. They stretch me out of my comfort zone and make me do things I wouldn't normally make. But I really do love this card. Now, I'm going to repeat it. If you see a card here, don't you even hesitate to tell me that's the one you want in the mail. Tell me before Friday, because they're going out Friday. I'm determined to get them in the mail. But if you see one that you really love and you would like to have it sitting on your shelf or your mantle, or you want to keep it in your stash for later or whatever, please don't even worry about it. I'll send my relatives the ones that are plain and simple. How's that? Anyway, they don't care. They're not This card was super detailed. It's got embossing and stenciling and glitter and gems and multiple stamping. And I'm telling you, this one was kind of a cool card. You guys remember this one from my live. I remember, and I added messages to all of them, and with the little owls. I still have several of the slimline ones from the kit that Close to My Heart has for ornaments. And, excuse me, it's not good when you like choke on your own saliva. That's really gross, sorry. I've been at the hospital too much. I'm back into my disgusting humor. Anyway, I have a lot of these cards that I put together that I like to give the FedEx guy, the UPS guy, the Amazon driver, the postman, you know, all those people. I like to give them gift cards for like Subway or something for lunch. And these cards are perfect for that. They took me like 2 seconds to put together, but they're still handmade, and it makes me feel good to give a handmade card. So I have gift cards to put into these for the people who deliver to our house, because my daughter, being with Sephora, she gets deliveries at least 3 times a year. Or 3 times a week, and I get at least 1 to 2 FedEx deliveries a week. So, you know, I get to know these people. Sheesh. These are from the paper kit from the September, October catalog. And so I took my scraps and made some of those. I got to use my little ornament or my present set. This is one using that design element set that I love so much. Here's one that's just made with a sticker. That's just a couple of stickers. That's pretty fast. Now you may remember I put together a card background kind of kit in one of my lives where you just cut paper and then you just make all these backgrounds. And that's what these are. They're all, basically, if you look, the backgrounds kind of are similar or over and over the same. And then I just decorated those. So these you have seen in past lives. And these are great cards. There's nothing wrong with these cards. But, these are the kind of cards I like to send to relatives and stuff, who I know are just gonna toss, you know. And of course, you remember this one with the that number set. You know, I made a couple of these because I really, really loved this look so much. And I knew I wanted to keep one, because, you know, I wanted to keep one. All right, I'm just gonna keep pulling them out of my piles here. So here's one with that little nativity scene that I made during a live. And just so you know, this die cut has sold out. They got back in, it sold out again within a week, and it sold out again. I have an extra. If you love this nativity set and the thin cut that comes with it, let me know, because I'll sell it to you for my cost. I have it. I was going to sell it to another consultant, but I thought I'd better offer it to you first, because, you know, you matter to me. Hi, Margie. These are the ones made with that thoughtful holly. I absolutely love this. And you know, the more I look at this card, the more I think it's one of my favorites this year. I just really love it. So if you see one that you would like to have, just let me know. And I'll put that one in your envelope for you. I love this one because I love the thoughtful holly, but I like the glitter with it. I just think I don't know. Woo! It's so pretty. These on film or whatever camera, it just doesn't do them justice. They're so beautiful. So These are nice because these went fast, fast, fast. And they were, you know, stenciled, which is, they don't look stenciled. They look like they took a lot of time. And remember, I did that one online with the fake wood. And then we get into triangle trees. This is one that I showed where we did, you know, each level has a layer, has foam tape under it, so it's dimensional. So that was fun. One of the things that I did this year was I hit up some crafty garage sales, and some of the things that I purchased from the crafty garage sale were, I was able to put things together, cut them up and put them together to make cards. Sorry, I have to keep taking drinks. But, you know, it makes some very nice cards. This is not necessarily my style, but I do like this card. And I figured any cards I have left over after I give them out to my friends and family, I'll send to JJ a bunch. I hoped to make enough to send her some to make a dent in her pile of ones she needs to give. This light set is a set from Stampin' Up that I bought, and I just stamped it, and I don't know if you can see, I put shimmer on it. So there's glitter on the lights, which looks really cool. And then I put a couple of extras on the inside to decorate it. And gosh, I love this set. I've been having so much fun with it. This is another that close to my heart set with the alphabet, and I just stamped fa la la. This was not my idea. It was another maker's idea that I poached. But wow, I just love how it looks. And you know what's really nice, the little gems have, you know, stars and hearts or whatever, and it was nice to be able to add a little combination of different types of gems on this too. Here is another set from Stampin' Up. This is, gosh, what's it called? Okay, you Stampin' Up people, tell me what it's called, because I don't know. It's like over there or on board or over the top or something like that. Anyway, it has this little car on a track that you stamp, and I just paper pieced it together. I just thought it was super cute. And then these little reindeer are from Lawn Fawn. This is from Lawn Fawn. They have a little set that has little cars where the little animals drive the car. And so that's where those came from. Anyway, and these have snowflake buttons. They're a little bit dimensional. I may have to put something on that one to mail it. This is my one, Above It All. Thank you. See, I wasn't too far off. I don't remember names of sets very well. Not very good. This is my favorite Christmas card of mine this year. So this one I'm keeping. So if this is the one you fell in love with, I'll have to make you a different one, because I love the gold thread on it. I just love it. And so this one I've actually been displaying out, and I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. Okay, here's that same light bulb set from that Stampin' Up. And I made it into one of the lights. Remember how I showed you how you do the circuits, and then you push on it to light it up. So I just thought that was really fun. And if I turn my lights away, you can really see it like light up, and they kind of flicker. You know, these lights are not like all perfect or whatever, so you can kind of see them flickering, and they look real. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Anyway, that one's a trip because, you know, it has the battery in there with the circuits that I did, and I actually made several of these. You may see another one in here in the pile. Here's one with silver bells. This was another like part of the card kit, and what I did was I bought the card kit and I put the background pieces all together, but I did my own thing on a lot of the cards themselves. I didn't do them the way they showed necessarily. So these are like the little sprigs from the ornaments and stuff. Okay, and then this is evergreen with the Noel. And gosh, I don't know. I love that card. So I feel like whoever gets Christmas cards from crafters are so lucky, aren't they? I mean, look how much time and energy we put into making our cards for people, and we try to make them look special, you know. Even my ugly ones, like the ones that I consider ugly, are still special. They're still handmade. And anyway, what I really like about this is these little dots that come with the silver bells. They're like a clear frosty white, and they've got glitter in them, and they look so cool on there. I think they make the card, to be honest. I really love it. And here's another one. You guys might remember I did one in black and white and one that I colored with pencils. And also notice I drew a line across there. It does add something. I don't know why, but when it was without the line, it looked so plain. It didn't look right. So something to think about. And again, on this one, I did the stitchy lines that I drew on there, and they don't have to be perfect, but, you know, just, and a little bit of color behind the words. It's hard to see. It's blue, but it's hard to see. Anyway, I did one in black and white and one in color. Another silver bells. One in black and white, one in color. See, these I've shown on past lives, so, you know, you have probably seen these and you're like, move on, show us the others. Here's another one. Thank you, Christy. Here's another one that is one in black and white, one with colored pencil, so, you know, you can decide how you want to do it. And again, if you are last minute scrambling to put cards together, these card kits are awesome, because within a couple hours you can have like 16 cards pretty quick. I love this one because I pulled out my, you know, metallic papers that I have purchased other places, like my Ranger papers, and this is glitter paper from close to my heart, but I love the sparkle. There's something about that at Christmas, you know, you really want to do sparkle. Okay, I'm going to go through these pretty quick because these are a lot of duplicates. Here's one from Evergreen, and some of you are probably starting to receive your Hostess Club packs. Heather, did you get your cards in the mail? I forgot to send you the photos. I realized, I was like, oh yeah, she doesn't know what they're supposed to look like when they're done. I need to do that. I'll do that today. Anyway, these, I really love adding the white gloss spray and the glitter to these. And here's another one of those Noel ones. May your days be merry. And I really love the addition of sea foam to this. That color is sea foam. Seabrook. See, I'm bad with names. And you just, there's just something about it. It really looks neat. It's very different. So I made several of those because I liked how they looked. There's another one in a different, I just flipped the paper over to the other side. Okay. My first container is getting full. I may have to start another. I love these. I showed these on one of my lives, making these cards using the ornaments and the different glittery papers and stuff. You know, Close to My Heart sells glitter papers, but they've cut back in the colors that they carry. Okay, so we have another one of the Stampin' Up sets. Let's see, it looks like it's stuck to some. Hold on a minute. Nope, I guess that's right. Okay. And then I just pull this out and push the button and they light up. I was thinking about maybe sending one of these to my uncle because it's kind of fun to have an interactive card when you are in like an old age home, or, you know, you're not living in your normal home. You haven't received it yet, Heather? I may look that up to see where it's at. Surely not in Kansas from here, but I will send you the photos. Okay, let's see. This is a card from, okay, I went to a garage sale, a crafty garage sale, and I got a Spellbinder kit. I don't know if you guys have ever received those. Let me show you kind of what it looks like. So it was like in a box like this. Sorry, I've got junk on top of it. See, she had it for $5, and it was just totally, completely full of cardstocks and papers, and it had lots of stickers and chipboard and embellishments and stuff. And I made, I'm not kidding, dozens of cards using that kit, and I still have all the cardstock in there and a lot of the paper. But this is one of them. I just started putting things together. It came with a ornament die, so I know we'll be running across some of those in the pile. Let's see. I'm gonna move my things around here. Pardon. Ugh. I'm so sore. So when I worked on the 6th floor of the hospital, I ran up and down the stairs every day. I ran down to get lunch, ran up. I never took the elevator in. So my mother-in-law was on the 8th floor, and I ran down the stairs a couple of times when I left, and oh my gosh, my legs are sore. I am so out of shape. I'm like, who knew? This is another card from that Pink Fresh class that I took. And I have envelopes that are big enough for it. It's a standard card, like A2 card, but it's obviously going to have to go in a bigger envelope because it sticks out over the edge. And I didn't want to just cut it. And some of it was me in how I cut my circle. Like if I would have raised it up a little bit, I don't know. Anyway, I love how it looks. It turned out really nice, and it's a beautiful card. But that was from Pink Fresh. This is another one from Pink Fresh. Lots of glitter and stenciling on all of them. And then you add a gift card to this one. So you just adhere your gift card and it slides in. And then you write on here, you know, open here or whatever. So I thought that was really clever. Here's another Pink Fresh card that we made during our class. What I thought was really clever that they did is there's 3 layers of the letters. So you might see there's like a toffee, a white glitter, and then a pink. And I liked the addition of the pink for Christmas. I don't know, I just thought it looked really nice. And so again, those are going to take some bigger envelopes. This is a shaker. See if you can see the shaker material in there. It's like snowflakes that I put in and a few sequins. I love the color. It's like I used like the Journey and Glacier and Lagoon on that. I just think it turned out nice. Now they use a lot of ephemera. This is just a piece of ephemera, and they use gobs of it. That they don't always stamp their greetings. They have stuff that comes like this, in packages and it's already, you know, foiled or whatever, and they just adhere it to the front of their cards. So they do some fussy cards, but not all of their messages and things are stamped. But I just thought, I think this one's very pretty, and a shaker is really fun. At Christmas, I saved all my packaging thinking I would do shakers galore this year, and I haven't. Oh yes, that Pink Fresh. Which one do you like better? I'll hold it back for you. Do you like the Joy or the Wreath? You decide, and that's the one I'll send you. Because they're both great. They really are. I love them. So, you tell me, and one of them, I'll put it in your pile. Okay, so this Pink Fresh one is another slider. It uses that same slider mechanism. Gotcha. And they did it in a different way. So Jennifer McGuire had this different way of using that gift card holder in making the entire image slide. And I thought that was pretty clever how it slid open, and then there's another thing there. The Pink Fresh class is not a cheap class. We'll just say that. It's not a cheap class, but look at what I learned. These are things that I can take and apply to other things that I love even more. Like this, I would not normally buy this like snowflake stamp. It's a little too frilly for me, but look how beautiful that is. And it's all glitter. And I don't usually buy frames like this, but they have quite a lot of them in their collection, and it's gorgeous. This one got a lot of attention on their website. I think it's because I used close to my heart, like papaya and scarlet and mulberry, I think. I mean, I used weird colors to make it. And then this one was kind of an artsy class that we did, where it was like a watercolor wash. Now, it just so happens that we know that's a trend. I've been doing it with the Close to My Heart inks like crazy, right? So it's not a surprise that they were making cards like that too. The difference, they added some swooshes of like Versamark ink and then gold embossed that on there. So we added gold embossing powder, and it's stunning. I mean, this is not everybody's taste, right? But this is really special. I look at this and I'm like, I can't believe I made that. That's really cool. Here's another one that's more plain. It just has the ink sponged around it with their ornament stamp that has a stencil. And then this one is like another little pop-up that they did, where when you pull it open, it pulls the presents out of the envelope. So they you can see them go back in and pull back out. And that's pretty clever. Very interactive and fun. Cards sort of okay in my opinion, but I love the interactiveness, and I loved learning how to do that. And then this one has a little slide thing, and it's got a stopper so they can't take it completely out. But again, I really like, the pink. They do a lot of embossing with Pink Fresh, so there's a lot of powder and heat. So I think it's pretty. This one, sending you a cup of holiday cheer. It's beautiful. This is so different from any of the other stamps I have, and I love how it looks. I just love it. It's just pretty. Okay, what else do I have here? Let's go through this stack next. Here's another one of those. What's it called again? Above It All. Above It All. It's almost identical to the other one that I made. The difference is I put little presents in the windows. And I still used the little snowflakes. I just think these are cute. And the other thing I did at the top, I added like, what's it called? Liquid pearls to look like snow and ice dripping off the top. I just think that's cute. One of these I made for my, I made these for my nieces. So these two are not up for grabs, but basically I have this Mama Elephant brand stamp. I've had it for many, many years. Boy, at least 8 years. I'm not really sure, but it's a big pain in the patootie to color, look at it, because, you know, you just stamp it in black ink or whatever, and then you've got to decide what your cats are going to look like. And you can't make them all the same color or it doesn't look right. So this is work. This card, it looks so simple and basic. And you know what I wish I would have done differently is I wish I would have made this pop off and turn into an ornament. It's the perfect size for an ornament for the tree. And instead of a card possibly getting thrown away, I just think this would look really cool. So I'll talk to my nieces and I'll tell them if they would like this as an ornament. I'll trim that out for them. Anyway, I just think those are adorbs. I love the cat cards. Okay, so I made a couple of these, 2 or 3 of these. This is one of my favorite stamps are house mouse stamps, and I only buy the Christmassy ones because I never do this much work any other time of year. But basically this is colored in with watercolor. I just used my ink, you know, kind of like put it on the table and used a water brush to color these in. And then I also, the new stamp this year is this background. I bought this peppermint stamp and I just stamped it over and over as like a stripe. That's a new stamp for me. And I've been kind of looking for candy themed stamps this year. I'm in a candy kind of theme. And then this one, to make it look more like a candy, I just took some saran wrap and wrapped it right there in the corner. I just think it's adorable. And look at the inside. Ah, that's another one. And look, that's only stamped in red. And it is gorgeous. Like that would have been totally fine to do on the front. But anyway, I have a lot of like house mouse brands. So here's another one. The only difference with this one is the background is stenciled instead of the, you know, stripy thing. And I need to put a little more adhesive on my cling wrap, I think, just to hold it in place. But really, it looks pretty good. I don't think, did I put that on a base? Yes, I did. Same inside. And here's another one, stenciled. And again, I was playing with my metallic paper, so you can see there's like a blue metallic there. On this one, I used the blue metallic on the inside, so it's like blue and red and blue and red. I don't know. It's just something a little different. Just trying to do something different. This one right here is from that Spellbinder box that I bought for like $5. I'm telling you, I made a ton of cards out of that. Here's another one. See, they have a lot of ephemera in it. So, gosh, to me, it's a challenge to use that ephemera and pile it up, stack it in a way where it looks good. Because sometimes it just looks like you threw junk on top of each other. You know, like too many stickers or too much stuff. So to me, it's a challenge to do that. Using the ephemera and the die cut together, that helps. That helps me a little bit. Just having it all out there. I had some of these flowers left over from another kit, so I threw those on there. Here is another one. This looks a lot like the Close to My Heart had a set like this a couple years ago that had deer in it, and it looks very similar to me because remember that paper that had like a almost looked like deer fur or something? It kind of reminds me of that. Here's one, just says joy. See, that's a very simple card, but I was able to use the die cuts and ephemera on there. I love this one, another spellbinder, and I just piled up ephemera, hoping it looks good. And then again, a wreath with the ephemera. And, you know, they had tons of papers. The paper at the bottom down here is Close to My Heart. I just had scraps sitting around. I'm like, I'm going to use them. Here's some of the spellbinder ornaments. That looks very much like the, interesting, very much like the Close to My Heart ornaments this year, and a lot like the Pink Fresh ornaments this year. Everybody has their own little version of this card, it looks like. That seems to be the theme. You can't tell me these people don't talk to each other when they're designing, right? Look at that. After I put this all together, I realized I did not punch out this, like I punched out the center of this piece of ephemera, but I didn't up here. I don't know if anybody will ever notice it, but it's driving me crazy, and it's glued down. So there's nothing I can do now. And I don't love these, these were the gems that came in the spellbinders. Look how big they are. They're really big. And since they're so hard, I know I'll have some issues with those going through the mail. So I think this will be a set I send to JJ with the dimension, because she hands them to people. I love this black and red. There's something. And again, a second card, and there's those big giant gems again, and the green gems. So I just, you know, assembly lined tons of cards. I got gobs here. Let's see, I got more. Okay, so several of these you have seen because I did them online. This was the card kit from the Good Life. And I cut that paper out. The Good Life, remember, was kind of a autumn, rustic looking farm theme sort of look paper. And I instead put silver bells on it. I used the silver bells images to make it more holiday looking. See, it even has the gate and everything. But I think they turned out really nice, and I really love this one, and it's just stamped in the mist color. It's pretty. I don't know. And then this one, there's a stamp set in the evergreens set that has like lots of trees. That's what this is. But you can see this is the Good Life paper. And you can see I just used different colors and redid it different ways. Here, this stamp set I would have shown over and over and over again, but it sold out so quick. I don't even know if any of my customers had a chance to buy it. This set right here, it was so popular, and we tried to get Close to My Heart to bring it back. And they were like, no. They brought back that design one instead, though. So those sold out pretty quick. All right, let me make more room. I've got more. I've got more. Can you believe that? Okay, so I was going through my stash of, you know, I always keep something like this All right, I'm going to show you what I've got. This is a big mess, but I have this little container. It's like a fridge container. And anytime I have just one piece or two pieces left of something, I throw it in here. There's shaker stuff. There's a nutcracker. There's some of that ephemera from that Spellbinder pack. Some stamped images from some ornaments. And then when I'm just putting cards together, I'll grab this thing and try to use up as much as I can. And these three little gingerbread men were from close to my heart. It is a stamp set that's probably, boy, 15 or 20 years old. I'm not exaggerating. It's this little gingerbread man is one of the very first stamps from ages ago, and I love it so much. And so every now and then I'll get a wild hair and I'll pull it out and I'll just stamp a whole bunch of them. And I love to use liquid applique, like the fabric puffy paint on it to make it look like frosting, and then you heat it and it puffs up. And so I had these silly gingerbread men sitting in that little container forever. And this is that base, card base from, you know, that Home for Christmas set. And I just used the gingerbread men and made some cards. And then this joy is from the ephemera from Spellbinders. This little thing here is from that Design Elements. You know how it's just a line that you stamp. Anyway, so it's just some cards I put together. Let's see. I've had a real thing. I've been collecting Santas. So I have some Santas here. I'll show you those. This one of the new sets I bought this year is this Jingle Bell. And this one did not stamp very well for me. These were my samples. I need to work with it, but the ornaments and jingle bells, when you stamp them, they look so real, and the reflection is in it. I just have to play around with different colors of ink to get this to look better, because I just don't quite have it yet. But it's still a nice card. It's just not, it's not as nice as I wanted it to be. And so that one I'm going to mess with a little bit more later. And then Santa, I have been playing with Santa. So I found this set of messages that were snarky Santa Claus, and they're funny, you know, like, you know, you better be good kind of stuff. And there's not a ton of people out there who I send these to, but I just think this one's funny. Santa almost died laughing when he saw your name on the good list. And I had this Santa image, and then be good for goodness sake. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. So I made several of those. I was having fun coloring these. These are done with marker. This one says, I saw Santa scratch your name off his good list. I thought that was funny. Anyway, so I made several of those. And this paper right here is I think, don't quote me, but I think it's from Stampin' Up. I went to a crafty garage sale in the summer at a church, and the lady was selling, she sold me this whole pack minus like 2 sheets. And it was like $2 or $3. And so I had tons of this plaid, Christmassy plaid. And so I was determined to use some of it. I mean, here, this is really only 1 sheet of the plaid. I really have a lot of cards to make if I'm going to use that up. I've got gobs of it. This little Santa you may remember from last year or year before. And this is, again, one of those card kit, card kit designs or whatever, where I had all the bases made, and I just pulled my image out and added him to, you know, the background. Like some of them were vertical, some like this, and some were horizontal, and I just put images on it. So it saves me a lot of time doing those kinds of cards, but I just think those are really, really cute. You're on the nice list. Isn't that cute? And those were a lot of coloring. I watercolored them, and then to get the really deep red, I added a little red marker. Sometimes I do that with my watercolors, just because watercolors just aren't dynamic enough or something. This little Santa was new to me last year, and I never got a chance to use him because I bought him too close to Christmas I just didn't have time. And it is a honeybee stamps, and it has the messages, Santa Claus coming to town, and it has a whole bunch of other messages, you know, but I just used the same one over and over again. I watercolored him using ink, you know, and I just made several, because that's a big image to color with markers, and I don't like to use up all my marker on stuff like that. Take a breath. I have more. So I took another class recently from Stamplistic. I think a lot of you know that I do these Stamplistic classes. I really love, they're, again, really out of my box, you know. So basically what they do is they have like one big image, and it has all these layers like a mandala or something. And then during class, you sit there and you cut apart all the layers. So one layer, you do the whole big background. The next layer, you only do the spokes. The next layer, you might notice one layer was just these little pieces, and then another layer of just this part. And then you put them all together using pieces of foam tape, and then you put Swarovski crystals on, and you end up with beautiful cards. They're gorgeous. I don't even know if there's a way to tell you how pretty these are, because they're like, they don't show on camera. I love this one. It's so fun. And you can see it's the same stamped image that we just cut it different ways out of different paper. And love how that looks. They use a lot of like Echo Park, Cartabella papers. And then they like to do the inside of their cards too. So this one, cut twice, lots of crystals. This one, you can see it's like a half image there, a whole image there, and then it's like an easel card like that. So I was like, wow, that might be another one I could send to someone who is in the hospital or something, because it's nice to have one that sits up, that they can see. It's not just flat on a table. Oh yeah, remember when October Afternoon, I have a lot of their Halloween stuff that I love. This is another easel. Sometimes she picks papers that I think are but ugly, to be honest. I look at them and I'm like, I would never in a million use that paper, but the card overall turns out so pretty. I'm okay. This one I kind of went rogue. I did my own thing. I liked, she covered up some of this and I like it. So I love the crystals. Can you see them shimmer? She uses a lot of crystals. Some of her cards have like 100 crystals on them. I made this one for my uncle. It's their train stamp, and then during their class, when you bought their kit, they sent you this black dye that kind of glues down over the paper, and then they have those little silver stickers that go between all the stripes, and you cut out this glitter and you use gems. This is puff like a, have you ever seen the snow markers? Let me grab one to show you what that does. They're just too cool. Let's see where I put it. I have like so many of these kind of things. So you can use like Snow Rider like this. It's like puff paint. But if you were going to go out and buy one, you want to buy the marker. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Here they are. Okay. Sorry to get out my white tray. So this, I already had one. This one's new. But they're made by Marvy Snow Marker, and you draw on it, and then you heat it with your heat gun, and it puffs up like puff paint. And this one is probably 10 years old. I've had it for a long time. This one came in her kit, so I just used my old one. It still worked fine. Okay, let's see. Anyway, love how that turned out. All right. What do I have next? Postage. These are Stephanie's favorites, I think. I showed Stephanie the postage. So my new stamp this year is from, what company was that? Waffle Flower. I think it was Waffle Flower. And basically it's a die that cuts like this postcard. Okay. And then it came with a little bitty postage set that is like, oh wait, I have it right here. I have, you know, not putting things away really helps. Okay, so from Waffle Flower, this is my new one this year. So it comes with this die that cuts, you know, an overall background, or you could cut it apart and make it into stamps, or you can cut individual stamps. And so, you know, a lot of people have postage things like this. And then they also had this little set that's like got the wavy lines, like the, what is that, cancellation thing, and a few little things that you would do on postage. But what sold me on it was there was a lady online who filled the postage with those mama elephant, really cute little people. And so, and I had a lot of the little people. And so I'm like, I'm doing this. And so here's one with the little elves from Mama Elephant, different colors. And then this little Santa mail thing, this one is Club Scrap. I can't remember where this Santa mail went. I have a lot of postage stuff. I have a sickness when I see stamp sets that have postage on them. I tend to buy them. So I have a lot of that, the cancellation things and stuff. These little birds, aren't they adorable? These are from a company that's going out of business in Canada. I can't remember their name, but Stephanie, you might remember. I showed Stephanie them. Here's more Mama Elephant. Aren't they cute? What I didn't buy, which I'm gonna buy because it drove me crazy doing this, was the stencils. So there are stencils for these, and I know I could cut my own. They're just rectangles, but they have a stencil for this where you can sponge the backgrounds real easy. And this, I was using Post-its as masks, and man, it was a pain. So these were a work of love, but I had so much fun. Look at the little reindeer. So cute. Now see, those are from Waffle Flower. And then the reindeer are Mama Elephant. Aren't they cute? Gosh, I just love them so much, so much. My favorite one is the food. I love the food ones. And look, I made little cookies on the tray, and I made them dimensional. Aren't those cute? I'll have to look up that stamp company who makes those, because dang it, can't remember. But I could look it up. More little kitties. More, those are Mama Elephant. And I love the green background. One thing the lady did online with hers was she made all of her stamps the same background color, like this one's all green and this one's all pink. It really did help. Where I was trying to make them all just a little bit different, and I think they look a little more cohesive, all the same color, but it doesn't really matter. They're beautiful, and they were a blast. They were a blast to make. I did that the other evening. So I just finished those. Okay. And then I'm always on the hunt for a dog that looks like Moose. And this little Schnauzer is closest I could find to his little furry face. His ears aren't quite right, but close enough. Anyway, so I made a whole bunch using scraps of paper. You might recognize the stenciled background from Close to My Heart. I had this in my scrap from Close to My Heart. I just had a bunch of cards that needed an image. And so I took this cute little dog, and see his little paws, I cut them out separate and made those dimensional with foam tape. So it looks like he's like looking out the window. I just think that's cute, cute, cute. I have lots of gems. There's more of that paper I bought at the garage sale. I also like to include photos sometimes of me and my dog when I send cards to the nursing home, because, you know, they like to see pictures, especially of animals. So that's those. And then let's see what else I have. Okay, so these little, I love the little nutcrackers, and can I remember who made these? No, I cannot. I'd have to look it up. But they had, it was hilarious. They have like funny puns, right? And so I colored them one night, and then this background you may recognize from Close to My Heart. It is that, do you remember how there was an embossing folder and a stencil? And I just used the embossing folder on a metallic paper to make the background. And then these are the little nuts that came with the nutcrackers. Wishing you a cracking Christmas. So I just made several of those because I was having fun. You might notice they're all colored a little differently, you know, just something fun to do one evening while I was watching TV. Okay, so I have a couple of stamps that I got for free in a contest or something. They drew my name or something and I won them, and they send me these retro stamps, and one of them is like an old car, an old Christmas car. I'll have to pull them out sometime and show you, because I was like, I will never use these, never ever. But look how beautiful. So one afternoon after my live, I just stamped 2 or 3 of this girl, and I started watercoloring with the extra, you know, I just had ink out already, and I just watercolored her, and wow, I think this is one of my favorite stamps. She's not up for grabs either, because I'm not sure how many more of these I want to make, but I love the retro feel of this card. So honestly, most of my cards are up for grabs, but this one, yeah, I'm going to keep her. Here's another one using that nativity scene and layered. I think I showed this one on my live, so I don't have a message on that yet. So there is a stamp company called Scrappy Boy. If you ever go to any of the scrapbook expos, I don't know, Heather, do you go to those, the ones in Chicago? I go to the ones, they have them in Chicago and St. Louis, and since I'm right in the middle, I tend to go to both. But they have little stamps that look like I Love Lucy and the Jetsons. You've probably seen some of my Jetsons ones, and they have like TV characters. They have like the Brady Bunch and all kinds of stuff like that. And this is their nativity scene. And so this is, I made the same kind of card as I did with that Close to My Heart card, using their images and just some extra paper I got at a garage sale. So like in my scrap bin. I think that turned out really nice. I like how these, you don't go there? I can't believe it. Next time I go, I should call you. I tend to drag my husband along. He doesn't mind going. There's a lot of men at those things, surprisingly. Okay, so the Paper Cut online is a company that sells the metallics and the specialty papers. And they sell them to all the other stamp companies. So the Paper Cut started carrying some dies and some things, and now they do a class every Thursday or every other Thursday or something like that. Stephanie would be able to tell you. But they did a Christmas card class, and I signed up to do it because I really liked this color scheme. It's very elegant. So because they sell all these specialty papers, and their card classes are fun. So this one has this really rich metallic as a base. And then there's like a creamy kind of metallic as a background. And then all of the other stuff was dies that we put together. And then this same thing, that, you know, shimmery base dies that we put together. She sends everything you need, and you just make it with her. And it's easy to keep up with her. She's a very good instructor if you ever decide you want to make cards with her. And so that's it. It's really fun. It's fun. So this she embossed it, and so it came that way. We didn't have to do it, which is great. And just basically put that together. And this was like just die cut. And then she has it set up so that you can, you know, you can go online and buy more of this die or whatever if you want to duplicate one of her cards more and more. Holy moly. Okay, I think that's my Christmas cards this year. How do you think I did? I did a lot, right? I did a lot. And you know, the truth is I send fewer out now than I did in the past. Because what happens is people move and they don't send out their new address. And you know, they don't you tell people, hey, if I don't have your address, you won't get a card. Please, if you want a card, give me your new address. It's not like I give you a bunch of garbage in the mail or something. I just send a Christmas card. And so fewer and fewer people are into Christmas cards every year, it seems like. So, you know, if you are a Close to My Heart customer watching this and I have your address, you'll probably get a Close to My Heart card. So it's important that if there is something here that is non-close to my heart that you would like to see or have, you let me know. And obviously I don't care. Look how many I have. I don't want to keep these forever. I love Christmas cards, and it's not uncommon for me to receive, you know, anywhere between 80 to 100 cards. I really love them, and I display them, and then I keep them. So every year I pull out, I have some books that I distress and I put Christmas cards in them. They're really special. Let me just see if I have one here on the top of my pile. I have my coffee one here. But I can kind of show you what I do. Only I use my Christmas cards instead of this other stuff. But basically, you know, I make like a book, and each page has, you know, the photo, you know, like the photo cards. I adhere images. Sometimes I'll take a card and I'll cut something out and put it in the book, and just sort of, I don't know, I just keep adding to it, and it's all Christmas themed. Like this one is all coffee themed. And see, I have a lot of blank pages because I, you know, add to it every year. So like I'll get a random photo that doesn't go anywhere else, and I'll put it in there. So that's the kind of stuff I do with my Christmas cards. And then I also have a whole big album that I created that has like photos of my, like, you know, those, everybody likes to send those like Shutterfly cards and stuff like that. So, all right. Anyway, that's it. That's what I have today. Holy cow, it's been an hour. Okay, I'm gonna go. And Friday is a special day because, you know, on the off months, I send out a VIP card for everyone to make. And this month, I have it all ready to mail. I'm going to mail it before I go live, probably on Friday. And this year I've created sort of an ornament for you to put together. I don't think it'll take very long. I think it's like a 10-minute project. It'll take me a long time because I'm explaining how to do it. But if you were trying to do it yourself, it would not take long. So you'll be getting those in the mail during the next 2 to 3 weeks, depending on your post office. And you'll get your Christmas cards. And I really appreciate everybody. So I'll send those pictures to you, Heather. I just need to hunt them down. So thank you. Thank you for watching, and thanks for supporting me. Bye-bye.